us in, babe.
Welcome to
Coco Caliente.
Well, we enjoyed our 2-week break, and we hope you did as well.
A staycation from just podcasting.
It went by fast. Feel like we got 2 days off.
Exactly. In a flash. Mm-hmm. I think we're both so busy together and individually. You know what I mean?
True.
Like we both have our things going on that, and then you just picked up an entirely new endeavor with the Amazon Live stuff.
Yeah, and actually, it's on my list to talk about.
Oh, no shit.
Just because I thought that maybe people who like to listen to our podcast would like to listen to, or not listen to, but kind of like see us, because we don't do live Zooms with this or anything. But me and my mom started an Amazon Live channel. It's called The Jenny and Coco Show. You can check out, we have our own Instagram called The Jenny and Coco Show, which we don't have fully developed yet, but we're working on it, and we're going forward with, the last 2 months have been awesome. Thank you guys so much. We're moving forward to July and the rest of the summer and into the fall. So
as I'm going to be like a person that watches the Amazon Live. I haven't fielded any questions from people, and I don't know if you have, but from somebody that's just on the other side, because I help here and there, but I'm more hands off, right? I'm more, I let you and your mom kind of do your thing, and that's great. I think it's great for you guys.
Right.
But how do you guys pick the products? Like, how do you pick what you're going to put on the show?
So far, so how Amazon Live works is you put on, you're responsible for getting your own products.
Oh, so they don't just buy the products for you and just give them to you?
No, absolutely not. So that's why we had to make sure it was worth it going forward. Mm-hmm. But up to this point, so we've done it for May and June, and up to this point...
How many times? How often do you do it?
We do it at minimum of once a week.
Okay.
So each show we've done is... And that was contract obligation at that point, because we were just starting and they wanted to see like our potential. Mm-hmm. And now I think we have more freedom to do what we want. But... So we could do 2 times a week, or we could do, like, skip a week, I think, now.
Oh, okay.
But we want to stay consistent. But anyways, back to the items. You can have a minimum of 10 items per show, or up to 40. My mom and I've never seen anyone else do 40 items every single show.
That is a lot.
My mom and I have done 40 items every single show, and on top of it, these items are things that we've already had in our house, because my mom loves Amazon. And that's kind of why I brought her on board, is because this is so natural and easy for her, and she has so many products. Me doing it without her would suck.
Like, you have stuff, but she has a lot of stuff too.
And more practical things.
Exactly.
She's very practical in what she buys, and I'm very...
And you guys are different.
Aesthetic.
You guys are different too.
We have different... We should bring different people to the show. She's about to be a grandma for the first time, and I'm going to be a first-time mom. And we are very... She's very practical, and I'm very like, oh, this is aesthetically pleasing.
Practical.
Yes.
We just had this conversation.
But going into the next couple months, if you imagine doing... So we did a minimum of 10 shows so far. That's 400 items.
I was about to say, maybe you guys, for your sake and the sake of... and you maybe can go a little bit more in detail about these things as best as you can, because, I don't know, for longevity's sake, 40 products every time is... I mean, you're going to run out. There's no way you just have that many in the bank.
We do buy new stuff, but we buy it more organically than... So far, okay, this is just for the show.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I think what we're going to do moving forward is... and we give away live prizes every time, too.
Oh, yeah, you do.
So we started out with giving away 4 prizes. When you think about this, 4 prizes, it was like ranging from... The first time we did it was like $200.
That's 16 prizes a month.
It was $200 per show for us to give away 4 prizes, because we did $50 prizes. Then we cut back to 3 after the first month, and then at the end of the month, we cut back to 2, because we
8 prizes. That's still what? That's one. If they're $50 prizes,
I don't know anyone else that does live prizes out of their pocket every time.
That's $400 a month.
So we're trying to, bring people in and that like to watch us, and so moving forward, though, we already got some companies who love our show, which is so cool.
That is really cool,
and they want to pay us to promote their products, etc. So. But we're only doing it if it's something that we've tested and really like, because
what's so crazy is that Amazon Live is such a new thing, right? And I know there's been people that were with it before it was even a known thing, right?
It's about a year old.
It's new, and then from what I understand, it's just going to get more and more, right? They're going to have Amazon's going to have it on their Amazon Prime TV, and then you can watch it there, which is so crazy. So I don't know. I think it's really cool that you guys got in early. My other question was going.
Oh man, maybe they don't know what an Amazon Prime what it is.
That's what I was going to explain. Yeah,
so we set a time. And it's usually around 7 p.m. Eastern that we do it because that works best for our audience. And we'll stay consistent, usually Tuesdays or Thursdays, but right now it's been all over the place with the baby and etc. I'm so out of freaking breath, you guys. 36 weeks pregnant. Holy shiznits. Where was I going?
That how you schedule and how you see it. Like, how do you watch it?
So on my Instagram, which will now be on the new Instagram page too, we will tell you what time our live broadcast is. For the live viewers, we now, moving into July, have codes for you that only work if you're watching during the live show.
Oh.
So we actually
I didn't know
are working with some really cool companies coming up, some pool floaty companies, and these lanterns that we already showed that we loved. So these are all products that we had already shown. And then they saw it, and then they reached out and were like, hey, let's work together. Can you show our products again? And we're like, okay. So you have to show up live to maybe get this 50% off deal.
Yeah.
But if you say you can't catch the live show, you can go back at any time and you can watch it. You can fast forward it. And how my mom and I, how we afford to be able to do this, because this takes a lot of time out of your day. A lot of time. It's a lot of fun, though, and we really enjoy it, and it's great mother-daughter bonding.
Out of your day, not their day.
Oh, yeah, sorry, out of our day. It doesn't take time out of your day. Like an hour maximum, and you get to laugh at, oh my God, we're hilarious.
Their hijinks.
Yes. So we don't really make, it's not the commission that we make off of your products. It's we have to hit a certain amount of sales per month. And how we hit the sales per month is, as long as you're watching our live stream unmuted for 1 minute, anything you buy on Amazon at all goes towards our goal. Mm-hmm. So it's not like, Victor, you buy something and I make I make $10 off this.
There's not like a link I can put in.
I have to hit a level to get paid type thing. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? So we try to explain that to people, because even people will be like, hey, I watch Amazon Live and I love it so much. And I love hearing people love our Amazon Lives. It's so flattering. And then they'll think about it, about if they want to buy these maternity shorts, for example. This happened. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, okay, the next day they're like, that's it, I want them. So they watched our whole live stream for an hour.
And they buy it the next day.
They went to our live stream again to find the link, didn't unmute it, bought the shorts because I showed them, but I didn't get credit for it, etc. So you have to, it's very picky.
Which is, on Amazon's part, they should do a better job at that. That's their flaw, I guess, in essence.
But it's smart on their behalf.
Because you're still getting them to buy, right? Yeah. So,
but anyways, cool. Okay, that's a little spiel on that. I just wanted to touch. That was more than I anticipated. But
you gave people an insight also how that works from the person doing the Amazon Live. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I think that's cool to know that stuff. So when you're watching, you kind of have an understanding of how that stuff works.
Yeah, and it's kind of it's basically like a YouTube channel, but it's live. So, so it's kind of like if you miss seeing me.
It's like, you know what? It's like a more fun QVC.
It is. That's exactly what it is.
You know what I mean? It's like a more and real, right?
And what's crazy,
and you don't say for right now. Right now, it's normally $1,000, but right this second for 30 seconds, it's going to be $200. You know, it's not like that.
No, it's products that we bought and we love and we use.
Yeah. And
so that's what's really nice too, because I'll go on and I'll see people go on there and talk about themselves. No offense. Talk about them. They'll have 10 products and they'll talk about themselves for 45 minutes. But maybe that's what people want. Yeah. For us, it's we're really into the products because we're excited and we love them. But I do answer. So in the live chat, I answer all the questions.
Yeah.
So if there's something you're dying to know, there's a live chat and I'll answer stuff about the baby or about Victor.
Speaking of which, and shifting topics, the baby. Mm-hmm. How far along are you as of today or as of this podcast coming out?
When the podcast comes out, it'll be exactly 36 weeks.
36 weeks. Mm-hmm. That is crazy. How do you feel right now?
I feel large. I feel big. My feet hurt, like, with all this extra weight. I gained over 30 pounds.
Okay. That's healthy baby, though.
Yeah, I mean, I've been eating what I want. You know, it's like...
Thing is, you can't tell from your neck up. You know what I mean? Like, when I look at you, I don't...
That's
obviously,
sweet of you,
I know that you're pregnant, but I don't... it's not like I'm like, oh, wow, you know? It's like, no, you still look like Nicole.
A lot of it is water weight for sure. Ever since I found out I had low amniotic fluid, I've been pumping...
Oh my God, that's a story in and of itself.
What part?
So I'm at work. I have a training to do in the city, and I wasn't able to go to this. This is a one appointment. I've gone to every other appointment. I missed this one appointment. So Nicole's mom goes with her. They go to this appointment, and they say, you know, Nicole was feeling itchy, right?
Oh no, that was not this time. No, that didn't happen.
That did happen.
No. This was just amniotic fluid and breech.
Oh, that one appointment.
Yeah.
Okay, so she goes to this one appointment. They say, they do an ultrasound. They say, hey, the baby's amniotic fluid's low, and he's breech, right? And then so Nicole's like, oh, that's not good, right? We got to get your amniotic fluid up, right? So, and with simple hydration, she got it up. But then she started feeling itchy. And when she started feeling itchy, she posted on her social media.
I was like up at 3 a.m. Vic was snoozing next to me, and I was like, God, why am I so itchy? I'm so uncomfortable. And I like showered. I shaved my legs because sometimes when my legs get like prickly, I get really itchy. And it was mainly my ankles and like my feet and my legs. And then I showered and I lathered in lotion and oil, everything. Still itchy. Didn't sleep at all. Posted that on my story at like 3 a.m. And then
everybody gives her all the worst. This is what it could be, and it's all what's it called?
Cholestasis.
Cholestasis, which could basically end up in like the worst possible thing that you can think, right? And
I'm really happy that people told me about it.
Yeah, just because you can get it checked out, but Nicole's freaking out. And anyway, so she goes the next day, she tells the doctor gets her a lab, and they say you could do it here, but the results won't come back for like 4 or 5 days, right?
A week.
A week. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for a business week, right? 5 days or more. So they're like, no, they go to the city, they get the tests, and then they get these results back of not of that test, but of another test for her liver. And they're looking at the values for a normal person compared to what Nicole's values were, and they're freaking out. Oh my God, this is low. Oh my God, that's low. Oh, we don't know what to do.
No, so we're driving back.
Gosh.
We're driving back, and I asked to get a CBC too because I've been like chewing on ice so frequently, and everyone's like, check your iron level. I'm like, okay. My doctor's so cool. Like, basically, I'm just like, hey, can you put in a CBC too?
He's like, yep.
And he's like, yeah. And then I was like, okay, I'm going down to Covenant so I can get the results back, like, as fast as possible, which is, like, an hour and a half drive. And my mom went with me. And
I'm working in the city.
He also checked for my liver enzymes to see how they're doing. And so those came back on our drive home. And so I'm like, I got an email. I signed up for the app so I could get them because a lot of times when you wait for your lab results through the doctor, it's like a couple days and they don't look at them for a while. And I wanted to know right away because everyone was freaking me out. Mm-hmm. So I was driving and I was like, Mom, can you look at these levels? Well, 2 things were like really low. And
compared to the normal person.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And we it was albumin and it was something else. And
so now they start looking that up.
So we're like Googling this, and basically it says the 2 reasons are like kidney and liver failure or anorexia. And I'm like, okay, I eat like 4,000 calories a day and definitely not that, so we're in trouble. And then Mom's like, oh my God, we're gonna have to go deliver this baby.
No, they egg each other on in the worst way.
Honestly, the internet was super scary about low levels, but I guess being pregnant, the levels are a little bit different.
Nicole shows me this stuff later in the night, and I look it up, I look at those, and then I Google normal CBC levels for a pregnant woman.
CBC, honey.
That's what I said, CBC levels
for
a pregnant woman. And then Nicole was within range. And I was like, awesome.
Google ranges are also different. Okay, so then we get the cholestasis. I think I'm saying it correct. I don't know. I'm just kind of sounding it out. Levels back like 2 days, 3 days, 2 days. Because it actually was quicker than I thought. And it's exactly 10. Okay, so 10 is technically...
10 is the starting of like, okay, this could be something or it could not be something.
Not could be something or could not be something. It's black and white. You have it.
At 10. So if you Google it right now,
at 10.1. 10.1.
But you were at 10 is what I'm saying.
And I'm at exactly 10. People had messaged me they've been diagnosed with it at 7.4, at 10.4. Some people's levels were as high as 40. Some were diagnosed with something as low as 6. So it all depends on your doctor. My doctor definitely thinks I have some form of it. But it's not severe.
Not concerning. It's not concerning to the point that something has to happen right now.
True.
Yeah.
True. So I got redrawn today, and I went local because I didn't have time. Twix got fixed or neutered, and I didn't have time. So I'm going to get the new results back. And like they said, first they told me 2 days, then they said 4 days, and now it's like, well, it could be a week. I'm like,
but she's not itchy.
I'm a little itchy,
but not as much as you were before.
Not as much.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really tired, though. Like, that's a symptom of it. So, basically, he wants to get me to 37 weeks, no matter what, unless it's, like, severe. And then I think, I'm curious to see what this level is, because I didn't fast last time. So, now that I fasted, it should be lower, unless I have it for sure. Do you get what I'm saying? So
fasting would do you better.
Yes.
Yeah.
It could actually be lower this time.
Oh,
and
okay.
Just like be like, okay, no, you're
completely fine. It was just
you had something really fatty the day before.
So what do they test with that? What are they
it's
actually?
It's a blood draw.
I know, but what are they actually testing?
How much fat is in my blood?
Oh, because your liver's not processing
as like
it's supposed
rid of
to.
It.
Yeah.
So it's dangerous to the baby more so than the mother. And so once the baby comes out, it's gone.
Oh, okay.
And it develops usually in the 3rd trimester. So it's just weird because didn't know about it at all.
Speaking of which, I did a CPR and first aid refresher today. So anybody with children, actually adults too, this is a good tidbit. Majority of issues with children, babies especially, that aren't breathing, when you see that if your child or you know somebody, you're in a situation where you see that the child may not be breathing, you could almost guarantee, unless they have some underlying condition that you wouldn't otherwise know, it's almost a certainty that there's some type of airway obstruction. Because the way they explained it is babies are like a brand new car, right? Everything's new. They haven't been, it's not like me or somebody that's 50 years old, body's been beat up all these years, heart, whatever. They're great, right? So unless, he was born and he had a heart issue or something like that, that's not your first instinct is, oh, he's not breathing. He likely has an airway obstruction, right? And the way to do it, and I'll just do a quick explanation, but definitely do your own research, is you flip the baby first on his stomach and you open up your index finger and your second finger, and then that's where you put their mouth, right? And you place their chin on the palm of your hand, okay? And then you hold them basically with your arm down, so you want them at a downward angle, laying on the top of your thigh. Ideally, if you're left-handed or right-handed, you put them on your left arm and your left thigh, and you do back blows right in the center, like in between their shoulder blades, with the heel or the palm of your hand. So you do 5 back blows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You flip them over, and with 2 fingers, you give them 2 chest compressions. 1, 2, and you flip them over. 5. I'm sorry, 5 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's considered full blown CPR, right?
Yeah. But the back blows.
So if they're just
no, that's not considered full blown CPR.
That's choking.
Airway. Yeah, that's choking. The back blows is to dislodge something that's there, and then you want to pump air as well. You know what I mean?
That must be new. Like the little. I feel like I would just
because that's CPR too. Because you don't want to break this.
No. So I didn't know that you do the chest while they're choking. I thought it was just the back blows.
No, you do both. You definitely, you do both. Mm-hmm.
Which actually I got...
Because if it's dislodged and you can press air, you can pop it out. You know what I mean?
I see.
Yeah.
I actually got an email from... There's a CPR course from somebody who offers it for babies and new parents. And they emailed me and they want me to take it and I need to take it. And then I think they're going to offer like a huge discounted rate for anybody who like is on my media. But I think it's a really good thing. Like I make like nothing from, I mean, it's not like a paid thing. It's more of like, hey, awareness. And I definitely think that I'm going to do it. And then I will share it like, hey, this is what I think. It's a great course. Or maybe if I didn't think I learned enough, then I would say take a different course, but it's a good... And
actually, because I just did the training today, so it's fresh in my mind, CPR for a baby is, so it's 15 compressions to 2 breaths, okay? So you do the 15 compressions the same way, 2 fingers, just so you don't... And you don't have to go... With a baby, it's not that deep, right? And so and right in the middle, like right underneath the nipple line, so right in their little sternum, you do 5. And with a baby, you have to be careful when you blow into their lungs, right? Because if you blow too hard, even like if you have, I don't know if anybody knows like the compression bags for when you're giving air. Yeah. It's literally a light squeeze because you can blow out their lungs, right? So it's literally a small puff of air for babies.
I just think it's so hard. You might know exactly what to do, but if it's your child, like... I feel like my body would go numb.
And I would agree with you had I not gone through the academy, right, where I had to do basically a swim where they drown me, and then afterwards, and my weakest and most distraught thing, they make me do CPR.
I'm glad. No,
right? But for the average person, yes, you can completely forget everything that you have to do.
If that's like, I would say Victor and like...
Yeah.
Expect you
and
to
I've had
do
to do
it.
CPR in real life too to people and houses and everything.
When my dogs choke, I freeze up, and my brother has been the one that has always had to dislodge something.
And they updated the CPR for adult, or the Heimlich for adults. Like if an adult is choking, they don't want people to do back blows anymore. You know how you normally people would think, oh, hit him in the back to get out whatever he has.
It's always been like a hug around the back.
Yeah, but some people, try to help first by hitting him on the back, to get something out, and that can actually lodge whatever is in there even more. So wait, if they're still kind of breathing, don't do anything, right? If they're just kind of choking, but they can still kind of talk and they're not unconscious or anything, just like let them try to get through it. And once it's a full lodge and you see them they're about to go, that's when you start, because once it's fully lodged, then the Heimlich will get it out.
Right. Yeah. If they're coughing even, that's technically not yet.
Yeah, they're still good. That it can come out. It's not stuck in there yet, and just give them a minute. But if they obviously, if you see they're about to,
there's nothing scarier than having an airway obstruction, not being able to breathe. It's like the most simple, simple mechanism of your body.
Yeah.
You do
I get
it
what
without
you're saying.
even like, I don't know. I guess even when you get anxious and stuff, you're like. And I take a lot of deep breaths, and being pregnant too, it's just like, I feel like,
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
It's, and when you exercise, sometimes you're like, just dang, I just need to catch my breath.
Well, and it's crazy because you don't think about breathing, but think about breathing when you're laying in bed trying to go to sleep, and then you're like constantly thinking about your breath, and you can't get out of your mind of like, okay, this is how I...
When I used to have bad anxiety... that's all you think about.
You have to remember how to breathe.
Yeah, you just like you just think about. You can hear and feel your heart if you think about it. It's so weird what your mind can do. But now I don't. So it's weird.
That is crazy.
And it's not like my body changed. It's not like my heart's beating differently now.
Yeah.
Or I'm breathing differently.
No, I totally get it.
So we kind of touched on baby Vic / Arrow. Arrow is the name that we're like nickname. Announced on my social media, but in case you missed it. And where was I going? Oh, so he's breech, and Victor and I. Oh, I guess it's just been me mainly. I've been trying to flip him, right? So I've been going to the chiropractor, and she's fantastic. She specializes in this stuff, and she's like, hey, like she puts me on the inversion table for a little bit there, and get him to turn, like you just rub him, you can talk to him and get him to flip. And this started at 31 weeks, and now we're almost 36. And so Victor has always wanted an inversion table, which is like
very ironic.
So weird. And I knew Dunham's had them because one time we were in Dunham's and Vic's like, that's what I want. It's like so good for your blood flow. And I'm like, no, Vic.
Reverses the effects of gravity on your body and all this stuff. Yeah.
So I was like, would it be helpful if I just got my own inversion table, instead of waiting in there after my appointments? It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I bought one, and Vic was super excited to use it. And I'm supposed to use it for 20 minutes 2 times a day. And that's like a lot.
That is a lot. And the problem with our table, it works fine, but it's at a 5-degree further decline than the one that she has, because ours only has 3 settings. I'm assuming hers has a lot more levels that she can place.
Yeah, ours is only like a little over $200. I'm sure hers is like $1,000 or something.
And exactly. And so you got to think Nicole has essentially majority of that 30 pounds is on her belly. So now she lays inverted at a decline.
20 degrees.
And 20 degrees, and it's pulling her entire spinal cord out like that, which is helping the baby when she goes. And this is
tell them what
this was like the craziest thing. So I have her inverted.
This was was this yesterday?
This was like 3 or 4 days ago, and I have her inverted, and I stand there with her because it's hard for her to go back and then come back up. So I stand there with her, making sure she's good, and then she's like, she's getting through. She got to the 20 minutes actually. And I start to raise her up, and then she starts laughing. She's like, oh, my God, this hurts so bad. She starts crying and laughing, and then she'd start crying again and laughing again.
It hurts so bad.
And I was like, oh, my God. Like, I didn't know. I was like, are we laughing together, or are we crying together? Am I concerned? She's like, no,
so bad that I couldn't tell him to, don't effing move me anymore, because he was slowly bringing me back up, right? And so it hurt so bad that I was just like, oh, I don't know. There was nothing funny about it.
No.
I just couldn't.
She was laughing at a crappy situation, but she was like crying at the same time. And I'm like,
because
my God,
was so
I don't know
helpless.
what to do right now. I'm so lost.
It took me 15 minutes to get out of the thing, and then I couldn't walk. And I said, I just don't think that's worth it.
That extra 5-degree decline makes a big difference.
Yeah.
It really does. Yeah, and I'll do it on 40 degrees, and that's a lot. So sometimes I'll just leave it on 20 degrees for me, because, I'm still, you have all your body weight is sliding down at that angle. It's
sliding down, and your feet are hooked
locked in. Yeah.
So by the end, my ankles really hurt too, because that's what's holding all my weight. My feet are tiny. My feet are size 5.5 to 6.
This would be a completely different experience, though, if you didn't have that belly.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I enjoy it. It feels good for me. I still have to get up a little slow because your spinal cord is contracting and then expanding and then contracting again.
It's just not natural, so I'm curious why it's actually. I don't know if it can actually be good for you.
Well, I don't think,
because where in the natural world would you be in this position?
I think everything's you got to take everything in moderation, right? Overdoing it, obviously, I don't think that'll be good for you. Doing it every now and then, I don't think is bad. I don't know. I've seen both arguments online. I'll just say that.
Oh, you have seen how it's bad for you.
Yeah, if you overdo it, right? Or if you do too much, or it's like jumping to anything and trying to go 100 right off the bat, right?
Yeah, mine's just with the purpose of flipping my baby. I really wouldn't do it otherwise.
Yeah,
because why would I?
No, that was an experience.
Anyways, my birthday's tomorrow.
Yeah, so when this comes out, it'll be a day after her birthday. She's turning the big 29.
29. I can't believe it.
I still can't believe I'm 30.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Big 30 for you next year.
Gonna throw a big old party.
Yeah. This is actually
hopefully I'm not pregnant again. Maybe I'll... no, I probably will be.
Nicole's last birthday, she was on Big Brother, right? Kinda, or you were...
No, I was leaving for Big Brother, but we had it at home. Yeah.
Yeah, we had like a thing, but it was like clouded by the fact that she was about to go, right? And then the time before that, what was it? I feel like on your birthday, something's always going on.
Yeah, I spent basically 3 of my birthdays in the Big Brother realm.
One of them, I was in the
Amazing Race.
One, I was at the Academy.
The other one, you're at the Academy.
Okay, so I think it was something like that.
So together, we really haven't spent
that's what it is.
A good solid birthday. And now this year, well, not that this year I'm pregnant, so we can't go partying. Not that we ever really did that before. But it's gonna be good because we're just gonna have something small.
Yeah, no, it'll be fun. I'm excited. It'll be a good time. What's the weird or normal, baby? What weird or normal did you have? Because I have one too. Oh, wait. Weird.
Or
normal.
Okay, so I realized that in the shower, I buy the big shampoo and conditioner bottles. Mm-hmm. I have lots of shampoo and conditioner. What do I have? 4 sets in there. So if I'm using the big bottles, sometimes I use big Redken, So Soft, if I need my hair to be softer. Mm-hmm. And to get the conditioner out with my little hands, I can't hold the bottle and squeeze it right.
Oh, I've never heard this before.
So I lift up my leg, and I squeeze both hands on the bottle, and I put it on my leg, and then I keep my leg balanced, don't let it fall off, put the bottle back up, and then I scoop it with my hand, and then I have to put it in my hair.
That is weird. But I have never heard that before.
I wonder if anyone else, because there's no other strategic way to do it, I can't do this with one hand.
You can't, kind of press it against your body and do it? Mm-mm. That's so crazy to me. Mm-hmm. I've never heard that before.
I mean, that sounds dangerous. These bottles are big. Yeah, because I lift my leg up, a 90-degree angle. Huh. I would sometimes, if the shower had a shelf or something, I would sometimes squeeze it on the shelf. Our shelves are full.
Yeah.
So I put it on my leg, and a lot of times I lose it, and I have to do it again.
Why don't you put it right on your hair?
I don't think that would be very good.
If you just put it over your head and just... And then just rub it in?
Well, so I don't put conditioner in my roots. I guess I could do it down here, but then it feels like it'd all be in one spot. Because I like to lather my hands.
And then spread it.
I like to lather the top and the backs of my hands and just
And just run your hand through your hair.
Not a ton of it because it'll look greasy.
That's so crazy. I've never heard that before. I mean, that
caught
me off guard.
Normal, huh?
Yeah. Also, guys, is it normal to use your... girls' shampoo as body wash?
You don't do that.
Every once in a while I do. If I'm running out of body wash or I'm out.
Those are $60 bottles, you ding-a-ling, jingling.
They work really well as body wash.
Oh my gosh.
No, what was my weird or normal?
No, we shouldn't do 2, honey.
I'll do this one anyway.
All right.
So just real quick, because I find myself doing this all the time. So for starters, how many of us have 1,000 different notes on their iPhone, right?
I do.
Exactly. So do you find yourself writing a note really quick because you got to remember something right now, and then you use it for that thing that you needed right now, and then you go back to your notes, whatever, a week later, and then you look at that one thing, and you're like, I don't even know what that was for. Mm-hmm. Isn't that crazy how that works?
Right, yeah. It's like a code you got to copy.
Yeah, it's or whatever, this phone number, and then you go back, it's whose phone number was this? Or a date or a number, whatever it was.
What I think is...
Or it just says pineapples, and you're just what?
Pineapples?
Whatever it is, you know what I mean? It says a word or something.
Oh, okay.
That happens to me at work a lot.
Mine aren't that weird.
Yeah, mine, yeah.
I think it's really cool that you can share notes. I didn't know that you could do that, but I love that.
Oh, yeah, because...
For someone who doesn't know.
I told Nicole...
But that's not how I knew about it.
I told Nicole that... So she asked me to do things all the time, and... like anybody else, we all have our own things to do. We have work. We have whatever we're thinking about. We forget things. So...
Because I'd be fine if I had the muscle that he had. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's just I need a little muscle.
Yeah, and then I told Nicole, I was like, hey, look, why don't we do a shared note? And that way you can give me a list of things.
First, she gave me a list the other day of things that I needed to complete.
She asked me.
Yes, I did.
I was cleaning the house, and she's like, hey, it's easier for me to clean if you just tell me what you want me to clean, and then I can see once I'm done, I'm done.
Yeah,
and so I gave her a list.
I was sore.
Yeah, so I gave her a list, and she did it, and it worked out perfect, and we tag-teamed the house, and it was clean. But yeah, so now if we look at the list as it is right now. And this was another reason why I wanted to do it, because Nicole asked me to do things all the time.
These are not hard. You can read them out loud.
So shared list for Nicole, there's none. For Victor, edit a video, blow up giant ball, make playlist for hospital.
Yeah, you'd be good at that.
/ put in car seat, send new Menards rebate in, get large store binge for pillows. Me or whoever goes to the store first.
See, I put myself down for that one. Oh, and I could have grabbed that today.
List for Nicole, nothing.
Nothing, but yet when I come home, he expects everything done.
What done?
Dinner and a clean house. That should be on the list. That should not just be assumed.
I don't assume that you make me dinner. I enjoy and I love that you make me dinner. Mm-hmm. But if you don't make me dinner, I would make something for us.
I just know a clean house makes you happy, so I have to do that, and it's exhausting.
It's okay, but I'll do it on my days off too.
Yeah, you help.
So
today I took Twix to get
neutered,
and the reason I'm taking him to get neutered, he's like this. He's a little cat.
This cat he showed up when Nicole was on Big Brother, and
as a kitten.
As a baby, and I made the mistake of feeding him and keeping him around.
He doesn't even like you now, though.
And then, but I'm the reason he's alive today.
You didn't even give him water.
I gave him food and shelter. And and then Nicole got back, and then, she just kept taking care of him. Now he's a full-grown cat.
He's obsessed with me.
They're best friends, and we have this but they all live outside. I'm so excited to get a garage door sometime soon to get them out of the garage at least. But for now, they live in the garage.
And he gets beat up by this really mean orange cat. And I know this because I have our house cameras in the garage of the cats.
Nicole is on this mission with the cats in the neighborhood.
And so he got bit really bad, and then couldn't walk, and he was missing for 2 days, and I put it on Facebook, and finally he comes walking home, limping, and then I took him in, and they're like, oh yeah, he has an infection, he has a fever, he has an abscess, and needs drained, all these things. I'm like, my gosh. And I said, okay, what can I do with the situation I'm in? And then he's like, well, we could get him neutered so he doesn't feel like he needs to defend his territory as much against this big mean cat. And I said, okay, we'll do that. So we had to get his fever down, which we did in a week, and then he got neutered. But it was really, really difficult because getting an outside cat neutered is not easy. He's not allowed to eat after midnight, and he sometimes doesn't, he walks all over. So if
Nicole had him on a leash this morning. It was the funniest thing. And he got out of the harness.
Twice.
So.
Because it was for the dogs. So I kept him inside in a kennel, and then he meowed and woke Victor up really early.
Who has to wake up at 5:20 in the morning to get ready for work for a 12-hour shift. So I was definitely not happy.
And then I had to let him out to the bathroom on a leash, and he went. And then I still had to...
He went to the bathroom while you had him on the leash?
Swear to God.
Oh, my gosh.
He went number 2.
No way.
Yeah, I think he likes the leash.
No, we're not starting...
I know.
You're not going to be walking the cat all the time.
He doesn't hate it. Mariah's cat won't even move.
Well, I'm just saying, let's try to not make that a habit.
Anyways, everything went really good, and he's back to being happy, and he still trusts me. I was like, oh, he's never, ever, ever going to trust me again. And he did, because he came right back to me already. So, long story short, that was our little spiel on Twix. And I think that's pretty much... I have a couple more topics, but I feel like we're good, right?
We're going to save them for next time. Thank you guys so much. Please don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. The easiest way is on the little Apple Podcast app on your Apple iPhone, or you can go to www.applepodcast.com, I believe.
Or you go to CocoCalientePodcast.com.
No, but you can go to basically the Apple Podcast has a website, and then you can review there. But you can listen to this anywhere you listen to podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, or you can always go to www.cococalientepodcast.com, and you can also check out our merchandise there. Don't forget to follow us at Coco Caliente Podcast on Instagram and at Coco Caliente Pod on Twitter. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
If you want to be the most interesting person at the cocktail party, well, hop on over and listen to the Brain Candy Podcast.
Our award-winning content will have you laughing while you're learning.
We read all the best articles, books, and studies, and keep up with new TV shows, documentaries, and pop culture. And then we cram it all into 2 shows a week.
Conspiracy theories, cannibal rabbits, unsolved mysteries, the history of the Walkman. There's something for everyone.
The Brain Candy Podcast. Find our link in the show notes.
Or simply search for the Brain Candy Podcast on your podcast app.